Thank you so much for the super chat. Yo, actually, he said I'm open-minded. Like I'm not against the Sunnis either. I just had this realization. I started looking at who was fighting against Israel and who wasn't. And then when I realized the Palestinians were Sunnis, that's when it really hit me. I'm like, wait a second.
Look, you got to give them their flowers because the Palestinians, like, they're Sunni and they've been fighting.
Yeah.
So it's not all Sunnis.
No,
There
no,
is
that's
still a
no,
revolutionary from the
no,
Sunnis,
100%
right?
exactly. So they're fighting their asses off. But when I realized that it was no other Sunnis were helping them, it was the
Right on
Shiites
the
helping them,
border, right on the border of Egypt, you got millions of millions, and they're just,
doing
and
not
you
taking our
got
money.
Jordan, and you got millions of, it's nuts. And look, you got to think of the Shia leaders sacrificed their lives for Sunnis. These Shia leaders that are dying, they're not fighting a Shia. They're not fighting a Shia war. They're supporting
Yeah.
the Sunnis. So
Wait,
like even on X, like sometimes I'll like point out the obvious. Like it's the Shias that are fighting. It's the Husseini ideology that's fighting. And then the Sunnis come at me and say, "You're a sectarian. You don't like unity." I'm like, dude, just because I'm pointing out the obvious doesn't mean I don't like Sunnis. I promote unity. I support it, but we
yeah.
have to be real with what's
You
going
need to
on.
call out bad behavior. I call out Christian Zionists all the time. So if these Sunnis get mad at me and like, oh fuck you, it's like, look how much I talk about the. I'm just calling out the own, and I'm not saying that if you're a Sunni and you're not a bitch, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the ones that are being cowards.
And
It's
and
like
I call out Shia extremists. Like there's
exactly fuck them too. Like you need to call
100%.
out every cowardice. And when I realized this, that all these, and again, it's mostly the leaders, but I don't see leaders being called out enough. How all these leaders, all of them, right? Is there any Sunni countries besides Palestine is resisting?
Nobody.
What's
And then
what's
think about
Yemen?
this.
Is
And then you got
Yemen?
so the Houthis are closest to the Shia faith. So the Yemenis are split. There's the Houthis who
Interesting.
are supporting. They are with the Shias. They're closer, even their faith. They're half Shia, half another sect, but it's close to the Shias. And then you got the Sunnis of Yemen, or the other sects that aren't really as vocal about this. But I will say, they call all these Shia militias proxies of Iran. This is complete propaganda and bullshit, and I'll tell you why.
Really?
Yeah, because Hezbollah in Lebanon is not fighting on Iran's behalf. They're fighting to liberate Lebanon. The Houthis are not fighting on Iran's behalf. They want to liberate Yemen because of this Israeli threat. The reason a
That's all just
proxy
propaganda.
a proxy is a group that does work on behalf of somebody else. The difference is that all these groups have the same ideology and the same end goal, and so they work together. But why? What is Hezbollah doing for Iran? Hezbollah is next to Israel and Palestine.
Yeah, so nothing really. So that's all just propaganda to try to get us war with Iran.
Hezbollah was created 4 or 5 years after Israel even invaded Lebanon. So Israel invaded Lebanon first. The Lebanese government was not really supporting the South.